and order situation with those pictures that have been coming in from multiple locations, will the TDP now take responsibility?
Well, but basically, but that is what, but one side police are saying that law and order situation might arise and they're not giving permission at several places. Section 144 has been imposed. And when it comes to the, ground, TDP leaders are saying that this is a fabricated case. Just now we heard from the former MLA who is organizing this massive protest. He's saying that, basically this is a fabricated case and at that time, it was implemented. And even we are here joined by a few Jan Sena leaders. I think we demand NT.
So the Chandrababu Naidu garu 9 ఏళ్ల ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా ఉన్న వ్యక్తి గవర్నర్ గారికి ఆ పర్మిషన్ తీసుకొని ఈ యొక్క అరెస్ట్ విధానాన్ని మేము తప్పు పెడుతున్నాం.
So basically they are saying that the arrest which was made is completely wrong and unfair, and action initiated on Chandrababu Naidu is completely wrong. So basically the protest is on at several places and also several leaders coming onto the roads, and police are saying that there's no permission for the protest, and also saying that 144 section has been imposed. So basically this is the situation in several places with Jan Sena leaders and TDP leaders and also CPI leaders coming together to stage a protest. This is Vijaywada. Apart from Vijaywada, in Guntur, in Tirupati, in Palnadu, Krishna, and several other places, this is the situation.
Right, but what about the response from the government side there? Because they have been calling it, as far as the CID investigation is concerned, as watertight case against Naidu, and also mentioning the fact that this is something that the case that is being investigated, as far as YSRCP is concerned, they have been calling it as a war on graft, on corruption.
Well, YSRCP since day one, YSRCP General Secretary Chandrababu Naidu speaking to Times Now exclusively has stated that Chandrababu Naidu is directly involved in this scam. He siphoned off several hundreds of crores to ensure that his henchmen receives the kickbacks. So they directly alleged that YSRCP stated that TDP and also top president is directly involved in this matter, and even APCID additional director who's actually leading this case and also heading the department has stated that Chandrababu Naidu under his during his regime, under his leadership and also under the administration, he has given the order to the finance secretary and also chief secretary that money should be released, and including this actually scam, this skill development corporation scam involves 371 crores, in which 200 crores were siphoned off, and later kickbacks were received. So he also stated the same. Those were the arguments made in the ACP court, and even ACP court has accepted that evidence is there, and then awarded Chandrababu Naidu 14 days judicial custody and stated that investigation need to be continued. Basically, YSRCP is stating the same. Where basically, the APCID is also, arguments are also same when it comes to the matter. So these are the arguments being made by the counsel, by the prosecution, and when it comes to the prosecution, when it comes to the counsel, even TDP leaders are saying that section 17A and also section 409 didn't come into the place only because these are fabricated sections, basically fabricated on the TDP and only to target them. And these sections cannot be implemented only because there is no prima facie evidence. And when it comes to the APCID, they are saying that they do have the evidence to connect the this scam, Skill Development Corporation scam, with Chandrababu Naidu. So we have to wait and see how this turns up. But in the ACP court today, the CID's advocates are going to be pressing for the custody, because they have stated that Chandrababu Naidu didn't cooperate in the questioning when at the sit office. Now custody is needed. So we have to wait and see how will court rule that. And on the other hand, we are also hearing that, learning from the sources, that in High Court, TDP's legal counsel are going to going to approach the High Court for a lunch motion petition, and later we are also hearing that they'll also be filing bail petition in the ACB court and later in the High Court. So we have to wait and see. Basically,
of course, this
now,
is going to be a long legal process that is going to be fought over what the TDP workers have been calling it as an illegal arrest of Chandrababu Naidu. But we'll put that multi-window across once again for our viewers to see as far as this statewide Bandh call that has now been made by the TDP leaders and with also the Jan Sena and the CPI also extending their support in the protest. Many locations, multiple locations, as we're looking at those pictures, Somit can also tell us about these locations because how long do they plan to continue with their protests, Somit? Today is a statewide Bandh that has been called by the TDP workers.
Well, I'll ask Vijay Kiran to show the shots from there. We can clearly see the police deployment. Every road where protests are happening, there, police have completely barricaded the roads, not allowing Karyakartas and also, not allowing the public to enter into these places. Basically, this protest was planned at the center and later police asked the TDP leaders and also the Jan Sena leaders that they should be conducting this dharna inside this lane. So protest is still on. We can clearly see the banner there. They set up the banner there and the protest is going on. And even police have arrived here. They have stated that, you don't have the permission and you have to, call off the dharna. And this is the situation just not in Vijaywada, but across several places. Even in Vijaywada, in Tadepalli, we have saw how TDP leaders entered into several places, to the shops, to the, schools, have asked them to remain shut. And also at other several places like in Guntur, in, Tirupati, in Prakasham, in NTR district and in Palnadu district and several other districts. Even in, Chittur, Kuppam. Actually, Chandrababu Naidu, has won from Kuppam constituency, assembly constituency, and there, TDP Karyakartas came out and, they burned the tires and also, violent protests were seen. Even they tried to vandalize the buses there. So, basically we can say that the protests have erupted across the state, after Chandrababu Naidu was arrested immediately, and even when after he was, sent to the prison immediately, TDP has given a statewide Bandh call. So we can clearly see here, even the other political parties like Jan Sena and CPI, they have come forward to support, to support the TDP in fighting against the YSRCP. So, this is the situation in several places. Police, tried to control the cadre, take the situation into the, take the situation into the control. But, at several places, Karyakartas didn't, they were reluctant to listen to the police. And finally, several Karyakartas were taken into the preventive custody in Chittur and also in the Guntur, in several other districts. And they were shifted. And in few places, still protests are going on. In Vijaywada, we can clearly see here, the protest is still going on. So basically, one side, YSRCP is saying that the justice happened because Chandrababu Naidu has evaded the justice since last 40-45 years. He was the 3 times Chief Minister. And, when it comes to the TDP, they are saying that there was no allegation, on Chandrababu Naidu since last 40-45 years. So, this war between the YSRCP and the TDP is on. And on one side, protests are on. And one side, hearing is on in the ACB court. So, all these things are happening, parallelly. And we have to wait and see how court rules about the house arrest petition because TDP's legal team has requested, prayed the court that because Chandrababu Naidu is 73 years old and is also on the medication, he should be allowed, should be kept in his residence to ensure that he gets his food and also the medication properly. And